So scripture says that children are a gift from God, which means we are to treat our children, if you do have kids, as a prized possession. Similar to the way the Lord treats people, his creation. The Lord defends us, he protects us, he guides us, he leads us, and he's a provider. We are to be all these things to our children, to defend them, to protect them, to be a leader, to provide for them, but most importantly, to guide them, especially in the times that we're living in, and especially in the times to come. Proverbs 22 verse 6 says, "Train up a child in the way that he should go, and when he is older, he will not depart from it." So in this verse, you can see that as parents, we have a responsibility to direct our children, to guide them, and to lead them onto the right path. Especially considering children are born into this world not knowing anything. The knowledge that they gain is either from teachings that they learn from their parents, teachings from schools, from their environment, or just experiences in general. So it is important that we do not allow the world or society to teach our children. It is our responsibility, and it's a great responsibility that the Lord gave to us. And in the word, you can tell that he's telling us that we are to direct them. We are held responsible for the things that occur in our child's life up to a certain point. So during the times that we are responsible up until that point, our children are held under our possession, under our watch. We are to be watchmen over our children's life, meaning you are to be guiding them to the word, teaching them about who they are in the Lord and how the Lord defines them. Also supposed to be sounding the alarm on things to look out for to protect our salvation. If we do not do these things, we are not taking the gift that the Lord has given us. We're not nurturing it. We're not being good shepherds over it, and we're not stewarding it the way that God intended. We as parents are to be teaching our children how to live righteously. We are to be teaching them the things that they should take in within their soul, such as what you watch and what you listen to. And we are also supposed to be making sure that we keep an eye on them, watching their every step, making sure that we are productively and actively involved in our children's life. You can see the same footprint the way the Lord is with us. He is actively watching and protecting us. It says in the scripture that he goes ahead of us and he sends watchmen as a warning. So we need to be the same way as the Lord is to us, to our children. So that way we make sure that we direct them on the correct path. Matthew 18 verse 6 says, "But if you cause one of these little ones who trust in him to fall into sin, it will be better for you to have a large millstone tied around your neck and thrown into the depths of the sea." So this shows that God takes the leading of your children very seriously, and you should too. Same effort that you're putting in to all these other carnal things, you should be putting into your child. Children is like seeds. They need to be nurtured. They need to be planted so that when they grow up, they will sprout good fruit versus growing up and bearing no fruit. So if we are not doing these things, we cause them to fall into sin, and their sin can fall upon us because we cause them to stumble. We cause these children to stumble when you do not pour into your kids, when you do not do what a parent is to do the way God pours into you when you read your word. If you're not doing the same to your children, you're causing them to stumble. Considering the times that we are moving into, in Revelation, they talk about getting the mark of the beast on your right hand and your forehead. If you do not talk to your children about these things, these are stumbling blocks that can lead to taking the mark of the beast. And if you as a parent know of this and do not warn your child, or have the knowledge of what to look out for and do not warn your child, then their sin for taking these things may be their responsibility, but their blood or their debt is on your hands for not being a proper watchman and steward over your child. Ezekiel 33 verse 1 through 6 reads, Once again, a message came to me from the Lord. Son of man, give your people this message. When I bring an army against the country, the people of the land choose one of their own to be a watchman. When the watchman sees the enemy coming, he sounds the alarm to warn the people. Sound the alarm to warn your children. Then, if those who hear the alarm refuses to take action, it is their own fault if they die. They heard the alarm but ignored it. So the responsibility is theirs. If they had listened to the warning, they could have saved their lives. So it's the same concept when it comes to your children. If we do not show them right from wrong, if we do not teach them the things that are being taught in school, such as same-sex marriage, same-sex relationships, being disrespectful, not honoring your mother and father, being a scoffer, someone who constantly mocks the things of the Lord. These are just small examples of the things that we are to be teaching our children. As the scripture says, we are watchmen over not only our lives, but we are watchmen especially over our children's lives. We are to train up our children so that when they grow older, they will know what is holy, what is not holy, what is righteous to the Lord and what is not. They will understand the difference between the things of the Lord, and they will honor the things of the Lord. However, if you do not pour this into your child, they will never know. They will live their life blindly. They will eventually start to say, there's no such thing as God. I only believe in a higher power, a higher being. I believe in the universe, or whatever other statement that people say that do not believe in the Lord. But it is our responsibility as parents to do these things, for we are held liable, we are held responsible, and we will be the one answering to the Lord if we do not direct our children. On the great day of judgment, not only will your children be judged, but you will too. You will have to answer to the Lord, and so will they. And you do not want your children to look back and say, Mom or Dad, why didn't you tell me? Why didn't I know? If you did know, you should have said something. So we have to be proper steward, proper watchmen over the gifts that God gives us. For the scripture says that children are a gift from the Lord. So let us take care of our prized possession so that way we can guide them and raise them up in the way that they should go.